Hello and welcome to Mirror Talk. We have moments where we just have to pause. Just pause and take a break and reflect on life. Remember, you are strong, you are enough, you are capable, you are blessed, and you are loved. Your moment of greatness starts now. We sat in the dining room after having breakfast on a peaceful Sunday morning. After talking about various topics, she stared into my eyes and said, "You have to be intentional about life." Speechless with a lot of questions written all over my face, I nodded as she continued. You have to have a plan for your life, something you wish to accomplish, a position you would love to reach, a status you would love to attain. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? I have asked myself these questions before. Where would I love to be in the next 10 years? I have been asked this question in some job interviews. I have been able to provide beautiful answers to them, but the way she asked it made me think about it again. Where would you love to be in the next 10 years? Having a plan helps in living life intentionally. It gives you a reason to wake up every morning filled with purpose and goals to achieve. It helps me to be grateful for having another chance, another day, to make moves and take some steps towards my goals. But I asked her, what about if the plans do not work? What about if the winds of life blow you in a different direction? She answered, Toby, you have to be determined. Don't give up easily. Who says that everything will work out as planned? You should focus on your goals, be flexible with your plans, and be ready to make compromises without having to bury your dreams. It made me reflect on the university days when I had to spend a lot of time programming a robot in the computer laboratory. It always involved planning the path and the direction the robot is to follow, the task of the robot and its behavior when it finds an obstacle on its route. I had to plan the plan of the robot. I had to consider the fact that my initial plan might not go as planned. When done with the programming and the robot gets its mission, it always has the intention of completing the task, even if it is as simple as a pick and drop assignment. Every move it makes is to achieve its goal. Even when there are disturbances or obstacles on the way, it would pause, evaluate the situation, recalculate the route to its destination, then move towards its goal. Sitting with my advisor at that moment made me realize how applicable that programming task is to my life in terms of being intentional and accomplishing my goals. It taught me that I should not give up when faced with a little obstacle. I should pause, evaluate my situation. How did I get there? Are there things I could have avoided? Are there things I did not see? Are there factors that I did not consider? Learning from my mistakes and experiences and then using that to recalculate how I am supposed to move forward. A lot of times, because of our vast knowledge, we think that we know it all. And we think that we have it all figured out. But we find ourselves in a loop, repeating the same mistakes in the same or in different forms. Just as the robot is directly or indirectly dependent on the manufacturer and the programmer who knows all about its functionality and capability, it is helpful to dig deep while evaluating our stand and situation of things. A lot of people do this by meditating, visiting a therapist, praying, or reading. I have learned to look up to my Creator for guidance, for answers to difficult questions, and to rescue me from difficult situations. Because no matter how much I read and research, my wisdom and knowledge are limited. I cannot answer even all my personal questions. Richard Templar wrote something in his book, The Rules of Life, which stuck with me. He said that it is essential to have a plan for your plan. A plan is helpful so that after the storm of life is over and the dust has settled, you could ask yourself, where was I? What was I doing before the storm started? Where was I heading to before the unexpected interruption? It helps to prevent us from just flowing with the current of the river like a dead fish. From the beginning of this podcast journey, I have been learning about living life intentionally. Ikeoluwapo Oluwayemi taught me to be intentional about my confidence. I should know and be confident that I am more than enough. Winnie Bartilome taught me to be intentional about my happiness. Teresa Adebisi taught me to be intentional about keeping a heart of gratitude. Fikayomi Agbola taught me to be intentional about my self-image and a lot more. I am grateful for everything that I am blessed to learn from each guest on this podcast. You are teaching me to be intentional about learning more, to be intentional about improving myself, to be intentional about my personal growth and development. There are a lot of ways to live life intentionally and be filled with purpose. What are you intentional about? How are you living life intentionally? Kindly share this with me on Instagram or Twitter or through email. The information is in the show notes. Remember that I love you, I see you, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I am eternally grateful for your time, your love, and contributions. You mean a lot to me. Thank you once again for listening and sharing with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe and follow this journey on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms in the description. Stay blessed.